Hey guys, I want to kind of show you something cool, right? So I'm working on a development project. Also previous, I've tried to use Blender and creating kind of loading indicators. So my previous teams kind of utilized GIFs, which I guess is all right, but I know kind of GIFs do have a lot of kind of compression and is not the kind of highest quality. Um, but kind of what I want to show you guys is so I kind of recently discovered a way to kind of export Blender your models and stuff as SVGs and technically as animations as well, which I can use in web development or kind of in any kind of, I would say, workspace that you want to use it in. So this is kind of just a quick React app I've set up. And if I do kind of indicate that it's loading, you can see this loading indicator that I've created in Blender. Also, this kind of happened through a happy accident, which I'll run you through in a bit. But yeah, I'm going to create another one and kind of show. But a great starting point. I did kind of learn how to create the SVGs from Artistry, so definitely go check out here. But yeah, let me go quickly open up a new Blender window, and I'll show you guys. Cool. So this is our initial scene. We can delete all the lighting and the default cube, of course. I'll create a Bezier curve, not a curve. I mean a circle. And then create another circle that is not a circle. I mean a sphere, and then give it some auto smooth, scale it down a bit, and then we'll create an array. I'm going to move pretty quickly though. Okay, let's say, and then a curve, so we can follow that curve. Select the Bezier circle. You'll see it's squish a bit, which is actually in our favor. You'll see it a bit. But yeah, okay, so we can, so from what I've seen, just update this spacing for a bit, and then just referencing back to my notes, date p value here, and make sure that it's evenly spaced. It should be even. And then kind of here is the magic, right? So we select the circles, make sure they're evenly spaced. And we added constraint, follow path, and then when we select the Bezier curl circle, lol, you get this interesting shape, right? But you know what's the coolest thing, right? So when I change the offset here, we get this. Look how cool that looks. So imagine making like a loading indicator with that, right? So let me just add my camera. We'll change the resolution. Zoom in a bit like that, and then I'm just going to change make sure, because it needs to kind of fit in when it does change. I'm just going to say 100. Lol. Okay, so it cool. I'm going to change my camera from perspective to orthographic, because I don't think that we need that kind of too much depth. Cool. All right, and then from here, we kind of just can animate this. So I'll go to my first frame, 0, insert, and then on frame 60, so a full kind of rotation would be 100, insert, and then 60, that is not 60, 60. And then, yeah, if you kind of play it back, kind of have this cool animation. So we do have a Bezier curve on there, which doesn't look that bad actually, which would be interesting to kind of test around with other. Yeah, so we can kind of test around with other Bezier curves, just as you kind of want. Yeah, so playing around with kind of these Bezier circles and adding different constraints and modifiers to the main kind of object gets some pretty cool results. So if I do kind of open one of other projects, like my first project I've been working on, kind of where I discovered this cool animation is, so if as you see here, you kind of have this cool flowy animation, which is also just so the subdivision I've added to add some more flowiness. I can smooth that. So I have an array, pretty much the same thing here. So the only difference from this one to, let's say, this one is I did not fit I said fixed counts instead of fit curve. Yeah, so I kind of just stumbled on this. The pretty luckily though, because I was planning on creating a circle that's following this curve and like spinning around, and then it somehow broke, and we got this cool result. So definitely a happy accident. But yeah, anyway, so if I do return to my other project here, we can technically go export it though. So let me just go. So now we can kind of give this a color. So I'm just gonna say new, and then it's kind of dependent on your viewport display as far as I'm aware. So I'm gonna make it green. Alright, so from here we can change up a few settings. So just make sure in your preferences that you did enable the add-on. So just say freestyle SVG exporter. Cool. And then first of all, in your resident settings, enable. Whoa. Give me a sec. Okay. Enable freestyle SVG exporter, full contours. So that means filling up the spaces. I just say bevel, and then we can go to our export settings. Everything's fine here. You do not need to change the file format output because it does it itself. We can go and add a export folder, logo. I'm just gonna say loading in. Cool, loading indicator. Sure. Saved. Oh, and another thing. Just make sure your freestyle SVG export is animation, because we'll be exporting animation, of course. But you need to tick export folds here. Oh, and just make sure you kind of check freestyle down here. And then when you go back to your view layer section here, you can scroll down and you can kind of tweak all the line options. So the freestyle color, the line strokes, you can set the line thickness. I'm going to set mine to 0 because I don't really want an outline actually. But I kind of also discovered this is a great way to add like outlines to your kind of mesh and render, I would say. But yeah, so when I do press render, render it out, and then this will be kind of non-changed, but there's a new file that's created here with the frame numbers. And if I do open that, look at that. That's pretty cool, right? So now we can kind of just render out that animation. So the output's fine. Let's just throw it out. So this one is taking a while. Oh, there it goes. And then it will automatically write that to the SVG file. So just give it a sec. Cool. So when it's done, we can kind of go to my React project right here. So I've just set it up a quick loading indicator and the state, change that loading state. Actually, not loading state, I'm just hiding and showing it based on true or false value. But what I can do now is I can go to where I'm implementing that SVG. I'm just going to take the other one, rename it. I should actually probably give it a better name. I'm just going to say loading. Cool. And I'll drag that one in. I've just created a images folder. Cool. Kind of saves all the data inside here, which is pretty cool. And then I can say / loading. That, and then when I do return to my site, we can test it out, which is sick. So yeah, I don't know. This is so cool that you can do this in Blender. So every day, kind of Blender gets more and more versatile. You know, I like the idea of kind of implementing other creative things into my main kind of thing that I do, which is development. And this is, I don't know, but like this is so cool, you know. So, but yeah, like if you want to join me on this journey of like implementing interesting things like this, definitely join in. But yeah, that's it. Thank you.